Hey everybody, so we are going to be doing a full moon energy reading. We are going to be using our quantum cards again because we seem to really appreciate how they are able to communicate through the energies and through something tangible for any of y'all that are watching and seeing this energy reading. We love you guys. Here we go. Okay, everybody, the Infinite Light Council here. So this is all about big ventures creation, and this has a lot to do with fiscal manifestations that are showing up at what we call a quantum pace. So you can see that we have the swords right down here. We were originally going to go to the right, but we know that some of you are seeing the swords and going, oh, but that means analyzing. And what we actually want you to pay attention to, yes, we want you to pay attention because we know swords represent intellectualism and logics and blah, 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 blah. And for some of you, actually, swords represent battle of wills and empathic abilities. But we want you to see this head here and imagine that they're speaking their words into existence. This is all about, working with universal law and manifestation, but also allowing your quantum abundance to shift in. For some of you that know that you're Arcturians, we recommend that you start speaking to your Arcturian energies and access the portal gateway. And we know that those of you are going to be like, how'd they know that? We're going to say you're watching an energy reading video. Of course, this is going to come through because it's lining up for your signature. We're also paying attention to these four spheres right here. This has something to do with Pleiadians, but also an energy that we call the spherical. So you're going to be receiving the sphere download codes. Do not concern yourself about what that even means, because when they show up, it's not going to look like what your ego, we call that Becky for the girls, Becky for the boys, thinks it should look like. It's going to be, oh, that's what my higher self was lining up. This is about golden opportunities. If you're reading this card for standard textbook, okay, you can do that however you want, but that is not the information that's coming through. Ooh, and as we say that, we can feel this begrudgingly energy of us acknowledging that. You're welcome. Also, around December 28th, we know that we're only talking about right now what we're in October, but it doesn't matter because this is what's opening up now. There's going to be a master star portal that's going to be cleansing more and more energies. We're going to have a lot of Andromedan energies that are going to pop up with this. So we just want you to be aware of that. It's more about those lower dimensional timelines closing down, because we've had master ones collapse before. If many of you have followed us on TikTok, you would remember that we've talked about that. We haven't had a master one shut down just yet, but this is one of those moments where, of course, as we're entering into the year of 2023, this is going to also provide another upper 4D dimensional timeline collapse. We are really excited about the stuff that's starting to move forward because things are shifting. Gaia's moving up higher and higher. She's really calibrated to pulling down from the 8th dimensional energies. She's been playing with 9D as well, frequencies, and that's where a lot of the Arcturians are coming from. But also now we have these Andromedans. And for some of you, Andromedans and Orions can be associated to certain cultures like the Celtics and the Celts of Druidism. So, and that would be Druids. So we're just giving you confirmation about this because it feels like for any of you that are kind of locked in stasis, and then for some of you that are locked into escapism, which is really intriguing to us, but nothing is ever, not connected and blah, blah, blah. We don't want to get lost in your energy because we can feel your confusion, which is when our English starts to break down, and we can keep up with you. So we're going to keep you anchored. We're not going to use the word grounded. We're going to use the word anchored. That's going to bring you some clarity in all this. So we want to move over to judgment. It was interesting because we were going to come over to this card, but this seems to be the follow-up card for right now. And we're using the word judgment because for us, we're seeing our scales over here, but we're leaning more so into hopefulness. And for some of you, we're seeing Kundalini rising. And for others, we're going to absolutely recommend that you do some stretching and stretch out that spinal cord because you've been very constricted. And also for any of our actual magical practitioners, because we all know that magic is advanced science, there's going to be some symbols that are going to start to line up on your back. Actually, we would love for that person that's going to have these symbols that knows what we're talking about just to leave us a little comment because we're intrigued by that. This is really exciting. We know that we leaned into it with judgment energy, but we're not negating judgment energy by bringing in an energy of hopefulness, but we're leaning you scales wise to the energy of hopefulness. And look at this giant H here. We know that that's a planetary symbol, but we're leaning into the H that we see here. We're also leaning into what this looks like as a halo. We don't care what it's actually symbolizing. We're seeing it as a halo, which yes is the angelic frequency, but it also represents purity, because what's above the love frequency is the purity frequency. So we're just connecting certain dots for you. And pay attention to this. Pay attention to the number. And for one of you, there's only one of you, we recommend that you look up exactly what this card means, because your answer is in the actual definition and not the reverse, only the upright. We're going to say that again. Look into the actual meaning, but not the reverse, only the upright. This is a part of why you're a little out of balance. And it feels almost like you're trying to do your own energy readings and it's causing confusion in your field. So we're going to give you the confirmation on how to look at it. Upright. We love this. This feels very exciting. Okay, so now we want to come over here to what we're getting as starry nights. We know what this card represents and yada, yada, yada. But starry nights, yes, this could be really easy, like the universe is working with you, you're manifesting, blah, blah, blah. But it's more so starry nights. And we're intrigued because that's quite honestly all we're getting is starry nights. We're not quite sure where to go with this because this energy hasn't opened up, and this is across the board. This is interdimensionally and almost intergalactic because there's multiple galaxies out there. We don't care what they've taught you, that there's only one and yada, yada, yada. But all we're getting is starry nights. And yes, you could lean that towards like Van Gogh because that popped up all of a sudden as well. But it's just starry night. It's almost like the simplicity and the wholesomeness, but that we're not defining this just yet because there's a lot of energies that are still moving around. This is very positive, very prosperous, and that prosperous energy is across the board. So it's, yes, it's fiscal, it's the house of finance, yada, yada, yada. But we're getting a lot of love. A lot of love, to the point where like we're looking at this card and that's all we're getting for right now. So now we're going to move over to this card, which to us represents the root chakra. So the root chakra, again, we don't care what this symbolizes in the actual definitions. We're going to stick with that. This represents the root chakra to us, which means that the energies that you have put into getting back to your true self and your higher self are causing an explosion of creator energy. For some of you, we recommend writing this stuff down. And for others, you may feel inspired to talk to others. We're actually letting the person know that we are conduiting through to listen to that part about the inspirations and just writing it down. It doesn't mean that it's something that you're going to have to do. It just means that you're pulling certain things down from the ethers because maybe energetically it's going to help inspire somebody else just by writing stuff down. For others, the concept of the fire energy is actually something that is very meditative for you, but also very healing. And it seems like it's leaning into the shamanic practices. So maybe you're using flame. No, we're not going to go in that direction. We're just going to correlate it to the flame energy. We're also seeing this here, and this is channeling some type of peacock energy, the ever-changing plume, the ever-magical plume. So whatever that is, we're connecting that to peacock. So it's not confirmation, but it's leaning more towards affirmation, the beautiful plume of peacocking feathers. We love this. And we're saying this because it feels like this energy that's receiving this part of the information has been kind of navigating through what we're going to describe as like Chicken Little energy, almost like they're trying to negate ever being perceived that way. And at the same time, you forgot your own beauty. And that's just a small bit of information on this one. And this is going to help you see your own, we're going to say inner light. It's so cliche, but quite honestly, your own inner beauty. So we want to come here and we're going to connect these two cards again, just through the visuals. This is representing your spirit team. This is representing the energy that's being channeled. We know that it looks like it's ricocheting and all that stuff, but actually what's happening is it's moving through the quantum realms and they're pulling pieces from all these places to help you manifest. Almost like the Grand Master, because you are the Grand Master. You know, we always recommend that everybody pays attention to their spirit team because your spirit team are your co-creators. They will never tell you what to do. They will only help you create what you keep giving to them. They also will not get involved. They also will not operate in fear because it is a human paradigm that operates in the ego energy, the mental body. So we want you to be aware of that. For some of you, your third eyes are going to be blasting open. Even those that are trying to keep it closed. It's an energetical upgrade, and you're doing other stuff where you're choosing to have a higher dimensional vibration. So of course, your third eye is going to expand as well. We recommend that somebody researches Einstein. Yes, theory of relativity, that would be the obvious one, but it seems like more so Einstein's heart energy, the things that excited him, the things that gave him inspiration, the things that spoke to his soul, butterflies. There's something there with this as well. Now, we are going to come back to this because we do have another energy that's watching this. This is also representing kinetic energy for you. Kinetic energy, if it's not harnessed to be productive and creative, can be all over the place and erratic. We recommend that you calm your soul, you calm your energy, you pull yourself back to yourself, because you cannot be there for everybody else if you are not there for you first. And we're going to not F-bomb, but F-bomb. F in self, okay? We want to be a little bit more clean. You know, we do use what would be called curse words, but we didn't want to do that full actual. So we want you there for yourself, because you're depleting your magic. But at the same time, we can hear a little bit of victim energy about it feels like you're depleting your life source. Those are your actual words, your verbology. And we want you to be aware it's because you are literally spreading yourself too thin. Pay attention to this, because you are a very magical energy. And doing this is not going to negate any of what this came up over here before, but we want you to be aware it's okay to go, you know what, boundary, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to take to the bed, or I'm going to go rest up, or, I'm going to have my moment, and then I'm going to come back when I'm fully recharged, because others will understand it, because you will absolutely be your bright, lighty self, and it's okay. And we can feel that some are pulling on your heartstrings, because we see a heart, but then we hear the word intuition, and we see like a what we're going to call a magma butterfly. It seems like you're going through an expansion right now, where it's almost like the Sirians are coming into your field. Sirian star beings, Sirius A, Sirius B, but then there's another frequency that is trying to come forward as well too. We're activators, we're light language activators, so we're very aware of frequencies. We're not going to drill into this energy, because they're not really bringing it forward, because you still blah, blah, blah. See, English, we can tell when we're tapping into their energy. You've still got some baby steps and baby puzzle pieces to move around before this will actually start to line up. And then this reality and this realization will come forward. But we want you to be aware that there's some type of an ascension that's expanding and happening with you. So your vibration is about to shoot through the roof, and we're really excited about this for you. We love this for this person. And then we're going to wind down over here. Yes, we will be winding down. We just wanted to make sure that that's the direction we were going in. We know that this card generally represents emotions, but we're going to do this, and we're going to just pay attention to the ethereal, the quantum energies, the spirit teams over here. Now is a golden opportunity, because communication is very clear. And we also know that around this season, we have what they call the Halloween energy, but it's really about gateways opening up in the ley lines that have shifted just a little bit. And, with the magnetic polarities that have been recalibrating back to what they used to be, it's going to be even more amplified. Now is the perfect time to start really opening up dialogues with your spirit team. If you're trepidatious about it, you can just do baby steps and go, okay, I'm scared. Can I get a coloring book or something along those lines? Or can I get stickers? And we're saying that very, very specifically for these specific people that are hearing this part of the message. We want you to be aware you can ask them their names, and you can open this doorway up, because these sparkles, we're getting a lot of hopefulness again when it comes to connecting to your spirit team. And we said it earlier in this video, and we're going to say it one more time. There are two vibrations. There is love, or there is fear. And then there are things that are broken up underneath that. If it doesn't feel like love and it feels like fear, and you're like, this doesn't feel good, it's because it's not a vibrational match to you. When it comes to our spirit teams are always about love, because they are in the energy. Love is an energy. And we're always reaffirming that with people that we actually work with during our sessions. Love is an energy. Yes, a lot of the populace has turned it into, I love you, and there's emptiness behind it because there's no energy behind it. Love is an energy. Your spirit team is always loving and will always be loving to you, even when you're doing things that are creating what we're going to describe as a shit show in your field. And yes, we know we said the S word, but we don't really care, because we really want you to hear what we're saying to you. Your team will love you unconditionally. Your team will always help you create, whether it's a positive reality or a negative reality, exactly what you're looking to create. When you start manifesting from the positive reality and you are really working this connection out with your team, getting back to how it was when you came here in physical to begin with in your childhood, your team will actually ask you questions like, are you sure you want to do that? Is this the direction that you're going in? Your team will have this beautiful back and forth with you where you feel your decisions and your steps here in physical while they're co-creating with you are lining up to exactly what you want to experience. Ask them their names, write it down. If some of you need to keep a spirit book journal, spirit guide journal, keep the journal so you can start establishing certain things. Oh, who is this that's popping up? Okay, that's an Arcturian elder right there. We can see that clear as day. Thanks, guys. We love when that happens. Okay, so we've got an Arcturian elder that just popped up right here. This is for some of you out there. Some of the Arcturian Elder Council have started to come through and channel, and we feel like one of you may actually become a channeler for the Arcturian Elder Council, and we love this. And if you're feeling inspired to actually get it out there, that's amazing. And if you're not, and you're just channeling it for your own information, that's okay too. This elder feels like it used to be a family member in physical. So whoever this is that we're talking to, they just want you to know that they see you. And this is your in physical confirmation that they're with you. Oh, we love you guys all so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this video recording. And as always, give us a like and subscribe to us because we're just constantly expanding our channels. And always remember that we're also on other social media platforms as well too, guys. We love you guys all so much. We are the Infinite Light Council, and stay tuned for our next video. Have a great one. And we're going to say blessed be. Bye, y'all.